Hello everyone, and welcome to the Quick Bite presentation on alt text. Today, we will be discussing why alt text is important for website accessibility. Additionally, this presentation is created by the ServIT's Fall 2022 Accessibility Team, and the members in this group are me as Tyler, Hallie, Mateo, Ling, Maddie, and Ryan. Lastly, this presentation was made through the Lori Burns McRobbie ServIT Clinic with the Luddy School of Informatics, Computing, and Engineering, and in conjunction with the City of Bloomington Council for Community Accessibility, or CCA. Now Mateo will take it from here to discuss more about alt text.
Hi, what is alt text? Alt text is a textual substitute for non-textual content like images, and images are a great way to bring websites to life and highlight products and services that you might offer or present on your website. For example, in the image on the right, this image shows a rock climber. The alt text could be a man rock climbing without ropes above a forest. This is a clear, concise description for this image. Now, on to Maddie on why do they matter.
Hello, I'm Maddie. So why is alt text important as an accessibility issue? It helps users quickly understand the images on a web page. It describes the function and appearance of images on a site to users who are unable to see them due to vision impairments, poor internet connectivity, or broken code. It is also very important for screen reader users as it allows them to understand the purpose of non-textual content on a web page. Lastly, search engines also use alt text to help factor in a page's purpose and context. Now Ling will talk about good alt text.
Hello, I'm Ling. A good alt text should be short and descriptive. It's also important to add alt text to all important non-decorative images or non-textual content. Don't include words such as image of or photo of. Screen readers announce the type of element by saying image or photo, which makes including these phrases repetitive. Decorative images do not need descriptive alt text. Instead, it needs to be marked as null in the page code. Otherwise, the file name will be read by screen readers. As an example, for the image on the right side, the alt text states a close-up shot of a hamster, which describes exactly what this image shows. Moving on to bad alt text. Bad alt text means you have too little or too much information. Alt text can be too short, not being descriptive enough, or missing important information. An example would be the image below shows a crowd cheering at a sporting event, but the alt text states a lot of people, which the description is accurate, however, it does not describe the information the image shows. Alt text can also be too long, overly descriptive, and/or focused on irrelevant information. An example of the image below and the alt text states, there's a white marble fountain in the middle of the garden surrounded by white, light pink, dark pink, and red roses with trees in the background, which is too much description of the image. A better example of a good alt text will be beautiful flower garden with a fountain. Next, we have Holly with what to do in learning on your own.
Hello, my name is Hallie. So if you have done the first survey through the Council for Community Accessibility and seen a problem with your images and alt text, had users complain about them, or otherwise noticed the problem on your own, the next step would be to fix that problem. You could talk with your website developers about analyzing the images and changing alt text. You could also contact the CCA for information about ServIT and their partnerships with businesses like yours to improve websites. The website for the CCA is bloomington.in.gov/boards/community-accessibility. Their email is cca@bloomington.in.gov, and their phone number is 812-349-3471. Thirdly, if you don't have a website developer in your business or any IT professional who works with websites, you could also hire a web design contractor to fix accessibility issues. However, if you would like to learn more about coding websites and fixing accessibility issues yourself, we have listed some great courses for beginners on this page. Transcript for the websites. Of course, you could also take official courses you find online or through IU if you get the chance. There is a multitude of online resources, such as YouTube, W3, and DQ University, which we have included on this page, that you can use to orient yourself to begin coding your own website, as well as to fix any accessibility issues. If you have a LinkedIn account, LinkedIn Learning may also be an option for you. Next is Ryan with the conclusion and more resources for our PowerPoint.
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan. The most important things to take away from this presentation are that alt text is essential for accessibility purposes and provides a good understanding of every image or element on your web page, as well as alt text is a textual substitute for non-textual elements. If you would like to check your website for compliance with the global rules of alt text or other areas of accessibility, visit the Web Accessibility Checker. If you would like to view other resources that represent good usage of alt text, visit Indiana University's webpage on alt text examples. The Accessibility All You knowledge base is also a great resource for any information on accessibility, and they have great tips for overall visual inspection on web pages. Keep in mind that these links will be available in the transcription of this video. Thank you for watching our presentation, and we hope it's helpful.